had assembled, and it was a great football team that kind of won in spite of itself the second year with Barry Switzer. But it was he was the good cop to Jimmy's bad cop.
Correct.
And they loved Barry Switzer, especially the black players would have run through walls for Barry Switzer, and they wanted to win one for him.
Right.
So that was a different dynamic that year.
Okay.
But it didn't last very long. And then since then, it's been all vanilla. It's all milquetoast. It's all a long line of Chan Galeys and Dave Campos and you know the rest. And all the way up to Jason Garrett.
Because but Skip, you mentioned Tom Landry. You mentioned Jimmy Johnson. The buck stopped with them. You wasn't going upstairs and talking to the owner.
I agree. No, you're right.
You got to have that.
Yep. So what has this owner been known for? He wants star power. He wants box office, and he seems to prioritize entertaining even above winning.
Right.
So what does he do with the stars? He pays and often overpays. And right now you can make a case they got a bunch of really overpaid stars, except for the quarterback who is on the franchise tag, and you've made the case he deserves more money. That's still debatable. But that's the first time Jerry's ever drawn a line in the sand with any star and said, I'm not going to overpay my quarterback and give him $40+ million. Right now, they could be 0-4.
Correct.
Is there any sense of urgency inspired by Mike McCarthy? None at all.
No.
Does Mike Nolan, does he inspire the locker room? Are they afraid that heads might roll tomorrow? There's none of that. Jerry defended Mike Nolan yesterday, saying, gave him a vote of confidence, saying nobody knows football any more than Mike Nolan. Well, I don't doubt that, but in that matters what?
Right.
What does that mean? It means nothing.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that know football. They can't play.
Correct.
But they know it.
Right. So, again, Dallas is the ultimate winner's town. It is, if you're a Cowboy in Dallas, you're a made man.
You are.
Everybody wants to be your best friend.
It's like a Yankee in New York.
It is. It might even be beyond that.
Because it's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. And, again, it's America's team. It's like Hollywood in Dallas.
Yeah.
And you wear that metallic blue and you can strut around town. It often gets you in trouble because anybody's willing to give you anything to be able to befriend a Dallas Cowboy.
Right.
And in the end, there's no fear of losing your job. It's all fat cat syndrome. I got it made. Jerry paid me $21 million to be a Dallas Cowboy. So they don't play with any urgency, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Skip, but if you look at it, look how Jerry and Steven has constructed this team. It's offensively star-heavy. You got Zeke, Dak, Amari, CD.
Sells. It sells.
So you see the way he constructed his team. And even though he needed Skip, offense wasn't their problem last year. He goes into the draft, he's like, Skip, it's like you got 10 cars. Even though it's a nice car, you don't need another car.
Yeah, I can't condemn him for taking CD Lamb just because he's so good. They had him 6th on their board, and they're sitting at 17 saying,
Skip, you need defense.
I got it. But you can also strengthen your strength and win with offense. But you can't turn the ball over, and you can't fall behind 29-10 at halftime.
Well, Skip, you need, when you're struggling offensively. Now, when I played with Denver, we didn't have the Ravens defense, but we had a defense that if we struggled a possession or two, when we got back on the field, it wasn't 10-0, it wasn't 14-0. They could keep us afloat until we got it going. Now, obviously, we struggled the whole game, and the Ravens defense, Skip, you weren't getting anything. But to your point you said earlier, the fear. I remember one game we lost, I was in Denver my rookie year, and we had lost like 4 or 5 games in a row. Dan said, you know what? I'm not feeding you sorry you-know-whats. Go get your own lunch.
Yep.
He come into the meeting special team.
He was a chip off Tom Landry.
He was Tom Landry's offensive coordinator. Skip, he would come in for special teams. He would come in there, we playing Mel Gray, or we playing this great returner, Eric Metcalf. And he'd come in there, he'd stop the film. He said, there are guys walking the street that would give their left arm to be in this room.
That's true.
If somebody runs this ball back, somebody's going to have to pay for that. Now, he'd walk out. He ain't watching it. He say what he said, walk out. I'm looking at the other guys, bro, I ain't going home. So we need to tighten this thing down. If we need to study extras, get keys and tendencies, we need to make it happen.
Yep.
That was a fear. You better not. Ain't nobody fearing. What? Skip, I go with Mike McCarthy and go talk to Jerry. That's what I will do if I'm on the defense. That's what they can do. Once you open that door, Skip, and the players feel that I have a secret passage to get to the owners that the coach doesn't know about, they'll do it.
I got it. And it's always Granddaddy Jerry. That's what it is, because they don't fear him, they love him, and they know he loves them to a fault.
That's a problem.
All right, this is a discussion I really enjoy, guys. Has Tom Brady turned back the clock? We will explain everything because Shannon